Hey everyone, John here. I'm the lead maintainer of Latterly.io, which is a career platform that helps accelerate your career in tech with a focus on programming. Today we are going to create a career journal. So this is issue number 488. The idea here is I would like a feature that improves stickiness on my website. So I would like a feature where users are motivated to come back on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And one useful feature for the career is keeping a brag sheet. And so what if there was a feature where you could log your brag sheet directly into the system? The system could give you notifications, reminders to brag. The system could provide an AI assistant which can read those notes and mint behavioral anecdotes or other content output by drawing a through line through your daily, weekly, or monthly notes. Okay, those are going to be some of the interesting elements here. And there's additional elements mentioned in the career journal. One thing of note is that these journal entries could naturally become social media posts. So, not in scope for 488, but in later user stories, there is scope defined to optionally make your note public. And you can make the raw note public, or you can make a minted item public. So whenever the AI tool reviews your notes, you could mint a behavioral anecdote and we could keep the notes private but publish the anecdote and maybe get some crowd feedback on the quality thereof through likes, comments, and so on. Besides being able to publish a star method behavioral anecdote that you would use in an interview setting, you can also publish a blog article or a short post, like an X tweet, or even a poem. And in the further future, additional formats could be added based on community feedback. Feel free to let me know what you'd like. Some of the vision here is that users could not only post here, but then reshare to other networks and multiply their impact. Okay, so I think that gives you some of the background. Welcome in on TikTok. This is gonna be rough on TikTok. I'm having to stream from my cell phone. And so I'd encourage you to check out the YouTube link in my bio where you'll be able to see the full screen. But feel free to drop a comment and I'll try to keep an eye on TikTok as well. Thanks so much for being here. Feel free to throw some likes on the video. We are just getting started. Okay, before we kick off, I will note that I was able to close a different item. So I closed this verified courses page SEO. And the way that I was able to close this is that I went to this google.com/search console tool. So I'm just sharing this with you in case you want to test a web page for SEO effectiveness. This page is rendered in a strange way. And so I wanted to verify that Googlebot was able to pick it up. Well, the good news is it was able to, yes. And the cool thing is I didn't see this feature in the past, which is that the Googlebot will give you a screenshot of what it's seeing. So not only is the page scraped, but it is scraped in a way that I would like it to be scraped. The actual rendered content is as expected. So that's a fantastic win, and I was able to easily close this ticket. All right. And then let me know if I should break out the journal tool. I'm currently thinking about considering it part of Latterly, but I might break it out. On TikTok, I'm still not able to stream from my desktop. My theory is that if I satisfy this condition, I might be able to reapply. Go live for 25 minutes at least 3 times in the past 30 days. So I was banned for a month because I shared a meme that had some fictitious password data, and then TikTok thought it was a real leak, so they banned me. And then I went to reapply and they said no. And I was like, what's going on? Well, I think it's because it's like a catch-22. Like I haven't gone live in the past month. So I'm going live on my phone And I'll do that a few times. Hopefully it only lasts a couple days, and then we'll see if I'm able to get back onto the desktop. Okay. We're just clearing out some of those tabs that I had open. So let's get a feature branch going for this career journal. Issue 488, I'll open up Cursor. Okay, we'll start a new Cursor Composer session. I'm going to get checkout -B, use that 488 prefix, and we'll call this init journal. Get fetch origin main. Okay. And we'll reset hard on that. We'll get our branch published, even though it's empty at the moment. I'll be able to get that pull request ready on GitHub. Okay, so I'll just hold this tab open, and I'll slide it to the left so I can work with my local host here. Cool. All right, so we have these 3 tabs we're working with, which is the current issue, the pull request page, and then the localhost page. So let me go to npm run dev, get the server going. We'll go home. It'll take a minute for that dev server to kick off. Here we go. So this is localhost. And I would like this to go under the Grow tab. So I would like to add journal. We have blog, Copilot, courses, job search, and LeetCode tool. I think I'm going to change this just to say LeetCode. Control-Shift-F, Control-V, Enter. We find LeetCode tool here. I'll leave it there on the page metadata, that's fine. But on the submenu, it will just say LeetCode. No, LeetCode tool makes sense. Because we also have the LeetCode kata, so if someone just says laterally LeetCode, it is ambiguous. But laterally journal will be unambiguous. So I think we're okay with that. Okay. Now we want to make a new page. So make a new folder, journal. Page here is page.tsx. And then here I'll say to do, and Cursor is going to vibe in this bit here. Actually, I can place a template. So job search page is pretty small. This is a good template. And so I'll call this the journal page. Cursor already hooking it up. We'll comment out these items. This will be the journal page. Cool. And I want to take the AI instructions over to Cursor. AI instructions. Instructions. Under laterally scripts, yep, I think so. I'm going to stage these 2. And I'm going to bring this page over. And now we are describing what we want to build. And we'll use Claude 3.7 Sonnet here. Okay, so I was talking to ChatGPT a little bit about this idea. I asked it to estimate market demand. It's in the billions. That's cool. Double-digit compound annual growth rate. That's cool. And so we have this journal tool. What do I want on that page? I want the ability to create a post. Okay? So let me grab the user story here. I'm going to go ahead and reflect on this LinkedIn post over here. Okay, I think that's the only bit that I need. And I'm going to tell ChatGPT, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to distill instructions for Claude. So let's switch over to a 4.5, the smarter mode here. I'm building a journaling app with an initial focus on career acceleration. It's essentially a brag book tool with an accountability element. We remind people to log their wins, pain points, and other categorized items by day, week, or month, as they prefer. Okay, so when do I want to start bugging people? This is going to be a key thing, right? I don't want to, as soon as you sign up for premium, I don't want to immediately start bugging you. You need to explicitly turn on notifications. Okay. Let's require users to explicitly turn on notifications, and we will use in-app notifications only for now. Later we can add email and text message. Okay? Let's design the Next.js page in the app directory where where the create journal entry form will live. I imagine a feed on the same page. Is there any UX concern with that? I'd like to extend this into a social media feed. For now, the user simply views their own posts. This page also allows them to opt in to in-app reminders, which are disabled by default. So here I'm just dumping some raw notes. Here we have the idea of recommended daily practices. Yeah, you can watch TV or something.
So can I play video games now that it's like 2 hours?
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to my TV now.
I really hate the Canvas experience. Let's say answer in chat instead. 2 likes on TikTok, rockin' and rollin'. Reminder on TikTok, it's gonna be easier if you view on YouTube, so my link is in the bio for that. Let's see if we can get some more likes on the video. Thanks for being here. And if you have a question, feel free to drop it. Okay, so it's printing that out. Here we have the Copilot instructions. I want to go look at those. And I want to see whether the schema is there. So the schema is not included. Okay, so here I have Copilot instructions. I'm also going to add the schema, Prisma schema. I don't like the use of emojis. Look how slow this is. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I'm printing these distilled instructions there. I'm going to remove the last line. Multi-platform integration is desired. Let this be, let's see. I don't want to do that right now. We will keep that in the backlog. So I'll trim that instruction. It's going to make some really complex code if I try to do that right now. Repost from Laterally to other platforms. Okay, so I made a different issue for that. Are you building this in React? Yes, we're using React, Toby. Thanks for the question. Sam! Quiet! Okay, deep journaling for more expressive documentation. The user can join a waitlist for a deep journaling feature, which enables going beyond the limit of 21, right? 21 posts per week. Which allows going beyond maximum of 21 items per week. The user can join waitlist for a deep journaling feature which enables going beyond maximum 21 items per week, 3 items per day. Let's build the UI and update the data model appropriately. Work one step at a time. Advise whether we should make a mock UI first, then update the DB schema, or I actually want to do that. Let's make a mock UI first and create the service layer in support of the UI as a second step. So I want to have services that are optimized to give the view just the data it needs. So I want to have those views mocked, and then we can tweak them and then settle on what we actually want before we go to design the service layer. Jody, thanks for the likes. Quick reminder, if you're on TikTok, you can go over to YouTube to see the full screen. Okay, so it's making journal entries, journal work streams, and journal reminders. I don't know that I want the journal reminders to be a list. I think it's just, okay, so the idea is we want to be able to configure how often do you want these, and then we need to check when was the last one. That's why we need to make it a list. I guess that makes sense. So it's going right for the API first, okay. I want to modify my database as a last resort. So I want it to mock out the whole UI first. So it's cursor Claude 3.7 Sonnet is actually not following my instruction. I specifically asked it to mock the UI first. Thanks for the follow on TikTok over there. All right, it's going to make the journal entry list component. So it made this journal entry list as a sibling of the journal page. That's good. We'll go ahead and npx Prisma generate to get the new type definitions for these new entities that have been created here. Vibe coding final boss. What up, what up? How do I catch up on, to what is being built here? That's going to take some time, homie. You can follow the page. You can just visit the website, latterly.io. But basically, we are building a journaling tool to support your career. So do you know what a brag book is? Just like a list of your accomplishments and wins at your, whether it's on the job or off the job, honestly. It can be related to your job search. So a journal entry could be associatable to a job search. Let's make sure that's true in the schema. So Control P, Prisma, schema, model, journal entry. And then here, and we're still making more and more files. So here we have a journal entry, right? Understood. Bragbook is a great nerd name. Thank you, thank you. Nicholas, thank you for the gift. Over 100 likes on TikTok now. Thanks, y'all. Quick reminder that you can go to YouTube. Link is in the bio, and you'll be able to see the full screen much better than off of my cell phone. Thanks for putting up with that. Okay, here's content entry type is career related. So here's a journal entry type. A win, a pain point, a learning, or other. Yep, that's what we're looking for. All right, so it's missing this core relation. Journal practice, journal entry. So a journal entry occurs at a particular time, is special item. That's interesting. Yeah, I wonder if we should just do hashtags instead of the special item type thing. Anyway, this needs to be associatable to a job search. How fast do you run out of 500 monthly cursor tokens? I don't know. I don't keep track of it. Actually, we don't need to explicitly associate that, right? So the job search has a start date and an end date. So we can connect, hey, these items were related to a job search. Even if the user doesn't explicitly do that, we can still implicitly do that because we know the time window of the job search. So that's fine. Special is special item type. Instead of chatting with Composer, let me ask with ChatGPT. Describe pros and cons of using database level tags and enums versus using hashtags inside of text posts. Should I actually use cursor if I'm just starting to code and want to actually learn? Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Africa, thanks for the follow. You should use cursor to help build your portfolio, and you should learn to code by building projects. Is there a YouTube live? I can't seem to find it. Well, there should be. Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube. So if you go to my bio, right? if you go to the YouTube channel, here's the YouTube channel, and it's going on right here. Pull up. So as a tool, I want to require you, yeah, that's what we'll do. There's going to be required hashtag. And then you can do whatever else you want. And then you can do whatever else you want. So we need you to have, and we'll just call that the journal entry type. So that's okay. So this is effectively a required hashtag, but then you can put other hashtags if you want. Special item, I don't like this special item stuff. What are we using that for? Okay, so I'll tell Cursor, I don't like these, what are we using them for? Instead, I think users can use hashtags inside of the journal entry.content for any other tags outside of the standard entry type. Start a new job, new title, promotion, graduated school. Yeah, let's do these all as just hashtags. So what are we going to do in that case? We would want to use this for just business logic, basically. We're going to be telling them, hey, do you want to like start a new job search or something like that? And they can just be like, no. Check back in however many months. Sam! Quiet! Let's look at this story generator. Get user work streams, user query. So with hashtags, they don't even need to generate a work stream, right? They can just select by tag. So we want to update export const story generator so that it collects posts by hashtag. We don't need, let's see, what are we doing with this workstream entity anyway? Yeah, we don't need this at all. It's just like an anecdote name, basically. Nasser, what's going on? Bad Wolf, welcome in, welcome in. Account, what is all this stuff, dude? I know we didn't update all the, oh, okay, it's a formatting thing, right? It's just a formatting change, yeah, okay. What is the project about? I see you vibe coding with Cursor. We're making a journal, an accountability partner journal, so that you can post your wins and learnings and your pain points on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, and then use an AI assistant to help turn those items and mint behavioral anecdotes following the STAR method or other social media posts. That's the idea. Interesting. Which model are you using? We're using Gemini. Well, to author the code with Copilot, we're using Claude, but the language model that the system uses in production is Gemini, because it has this awesome big context window and a huge free tier. I'm not opposed to others, but y'all gotta pay me, right? Like, they don't have the free tiers. And this app doesn't make a lot of money. Amanda, ORM, this is Prisma. We're using Prisma for the ORM. What type of DB are we thinking of using? We're not thinking about it. We're already using it. This is a production system. So we're using Supabase Postgres. So this is a SQL database. Yeah, the website's already available. You can go sign up. This is just a new feature. This is not a whole new website. So you can check it out, latterly.io. There's a bunch of tools already. You see we have a LeetCode tool, courses, and we're going to be adding a journal tool. Does that make sense? Hopefully that gives you some more context. Nasser, 1 million context window is a game changer. Love Gemini. For real, for real. Okay, so I'm going to say, I really wish you had made the mock UI before DB changes like I asked you to do. Now we have to make lots more changes across the stack. We don't need this model at all. Where are we using Gemini, by the way? We have a chat page. So here's client chat. API.chat. It's pretty weird that we have API.chat.chat. I don't actually know why that's a thing. Oh, mercy. What just happened? I'm trying to use my hotkeys to navigate around, and I guess they work differently on Windows. Okay. What do we want to do? We want to make like a Google document. Once we collect the posts, or like the journal entries, so yeah, the user should enter hashtags, enter a hashtag that the system will use to query for their tagged items. The system will then prompt the Gemini language model in order to produce markdown star method anecdotes. We'll go with that for now. I don't really want it to use the star method, but that's okay. To mint or produce markdown star method anecdotes, short posts or poems as selected by the user in a dropdown. Is this just a side project or a startup? It's trying to go from one to the other. We're trying to go from one to the other. Currently, it's a side project. Daniel, are you making a platform for learning how to program with AI? What a joke. Thanks, Daniel. Okay. So we're gonna prompt yeah. Client chat is an example of a component that is currently calling Gemini in our app via TRPC. Well, I'll just let it figure it out. Okay, we'll go for this. The system should present selected notes to the user, and the user can uncheck or confirm items to be included in the Gemini call. Don't call Gemini until the user clicks a mint content button, a generate content button. I really like this format. It's rare to find someone coding without editing the video and removing the parts where they feel pain and struggle. Exactly. So I've been doing it this way for years. You can check out my YouTube channel. The live streams go back for years. And it is a unique format. So I'm glad you appreciate that, because a lot of other YouTubers, they just make it look all easy, right? A lot of it is boring. I don't want to use that bot icon. I don't think so. I mean, I'm open to changing it. Are you using vibe coding? Yeah, we're using cursor to vibe code. Hands, look, Ma, no hands. Over 400 likes on TikTok. Love to see it. Hey, let's see if we can get over 500, y'all. If you would like to use this journal app, if you're on this stream, you can sign up at Laterally for free. If you shoot me a DM and let me know that you are on this stream, I'll give you free premium access. And you'll be able to use the journal tool. And the only condition is you got to give me feedback about it. You're what is wrong with modern web dev. You don't want to actually work. You just want results. Yeah, I love results. Yeah, that's actually me. I don't want to work. I just want results. You're right. I don't know why that's a problem, though. If you just want to work and you don't want results, ugh, that's a scary kind of developer that I wouldn't hire. I mean, the attitude as well, right? That's the you're fun at parties, bro type personality, right? Not going to be good for your career, homie. I hope you talk differently on the job. There seems to be a problem with the implementation. Keep it up, Claude. You're getting there. Let's take a look at the UI and see what it's looking like. Okay, so we're on localhost, right? Reminder, if you're on TikTok, oh, we're over 500 likes. Thanks. Shout out to Not Mark. Thank you, Not Mark. Reminder, you can go to YouTube. Link is in my bio. You'll be able to see the whole screen. So I know this is kind of hard to see, like you can't see the nav right now, but we'll drop down the top nav, go over to the journal page, and see if it even renders. I don't know if it's even gonna render. Okay, cool. Well, we got this thing, but see, it's work streams over here. I don't want work streams. I want when, and then hashtags can be over here. I like this tip. Use hashtag suggested hashtags. I really like that as a kind of like pragmatic compromise between using the flexibility of using hashtags and then the problem of like a inconsistent use of those hashtags. So we can use suggested hashtags to kind of compromise between those. I like that. I think the form is too large. We got daily practice. You've completed 0 daily practices today. Great job. You've completed all available practices today. Okay, join waitlist. Check this out. Deep journaling. Want to journal more than 21 entries per week? Unlock deep journaling with our premium subscription. Now that's not quite right because you're going to have to be premium to even see this page. So join waitlist should contribute a Boolean. Let me stage all this stuff. Unlock deep journaling with our premium subscription. Want to journal more than 21 entries per week? Sign up for the deep journaling waitlist. Okay? This should model settings. Okay, so this should update model user. And we can say has deep journaling interest, I created the new bool has deep journaling interest. Okay, so we'll regenerate with that new type change. Not Mark. What kind of dev would you classify yourself as? Mainly front end, full stack? Well, I'm a staff software engineer in generative AI. So I would say I'm full stack, although on the job I'm a back end. But you can see here on my side projects I'm doing full stack. And over the course of my career I've definitely been full stack. But my title is staff software engineer or staff software engineer in AI. Yeah. What's up with this, dude? All right, I'll wait to see the UX before I judge it too harshly. I really want to roast this schema. The schema is what we need to be confident about. So journal workstreams is still here. I don't want this. TikTok said the inactive live will enter in 5 minutes. I don't know why you think it's inactive, homie. When a user mints content, it should create a new instance of model journal entry. When the user mints content, it should create a new instance of model journal entry. Let's see. I guess we want limited markdown support, eh? Sorry for interrupting, but do you recommend a free alternative to Cursor that's pretty comparable? No, I don't. I recommend Cursor Premium. Yeah. Fuck it, let's do Markdown support. Shit, fuck it, let's do Markdown support. Model journal entry. I also want basic Markdown support. Model journal entry should include is Markdown, minted from date range, minted from hashtag. Is hashtag a lowercase t? Hashtag. I don't know. Yeah, it's a lowercase t. Okay. Minted from hashtag. Okay. So how do we know if it's a hashtag or not? Or how do we know if it's Markdown or not? Yeah, the user can just mark it. We can do that later. There are heuristics we can implement, like if it's hash space smells like Markdown. Make sense? Okay. When the user mints content, it should create a new instance of model journal entry. I also want basic Markdown support. Model journal entry should include this stuff. So that's going to be annoying if the user fills up their week with items and then they go to mint content and then they hit a wall, which is like, hey, you can't do that. So journal entry type. Should this be its own entry type? It kind of feels like it should. So we'll give that an exemption, minted. Okay, so I added minted as a new journal entry type. This type is exempt from the 3 per day limit. Users can mint up to 10 journal entries per week. Really, you shouldn't be doing that, right? Like, yeah, up to 3 journal entries per week. So the reason you want to do more than 3 is if you like wait to the end of the quarter and then you like mint a whole bunch in one day, or you want to mint like different versions. I think that's okay. Yeah, we'll do up to 10 per week. Abdul, thanks for the follow. Let me check. I want this to be one column. Natively supports arrays without creating a separate table. We love Prisma. Like, is there a playlist for this brag book? What does that mean? What do you mean a playlist? On YouTube, is there a sequence of videos for this project? No, this is the first video. So there might be a sequence, but that'll be in the future. This is like the first video. Thanks for the question. Keep an eye on it. Yeah, we're not going to get it done in this. We're not going to do the whole thing in this video, right? That's a good point. So keep an eye out. I'll make a playlist at some point, but this is the first video. Okay, so I have not run my database migration yet because I want to make damn sure that the schema is ironed up before I update my database. That's the issue. Okay, so we have journal entries. Journal entry types. Journal reminder. I don't know that this should be a whole model. I don't want to migrate yet because the schema is still in development. Are we sure this should be a standalone entity, or can is like reminder frequency simply be a nullable enum on the model user? Hey, I stopped coding since school, and it's been almost a year, and I want to start again. How would you recommend to learn again? Check out the website. There's a step-by-step checklist, free. Build projects is the answer. Build projects and social network. Sign up to the Discord as well. If you go through the checklist, though, it'll walk you through that. User 256 would be great if starting from conception, there is a quick catch-all for folks like us trying to follow this. Yeah, I think I just went through that at the start of the video. I mean, I'm happy to do, so one of the problems with questions like that, like I'm happy to do it, but I can't read your mind, you know? So the best way to do that is, like, if you watch the video and then you're like, hey, here are my questions, and then I can address those questions. But just going over and over what we're doing is like, it's like the worst as a streamer. It's like I've already said it like several times. At least I think I have, you know. If something was confusing, let me know. Since the schema is you're right, there's no need for a journal reminder model since it has a one-to-one with user and doesn't contain any complex data. We can just add it. Cool, okay. Yeah, 3 fields, right? 3 fields, looks good to me. Nice. You love to nuke a table, bro. You love to nuke a table. If you can have just 3 columns, I love it. Because otherwise you're gonna have a whole table and you're gonna have to do a foreign key relation, join it, whatever. You're not even saving columns. Primary, if it's a two-way relation, primary key has the foreign key, other one has the foreign key, and then you have the value. It's 3 columns anyway. You can go 3 to 1. And now I don't have to join or anything, I just get it. It's going to default to weekly? No, it's going to default to none. Or it's going to default to null. I want notifications off by default. Advise whether off is better indicated by a null value or an enum, a new enum value, like reminder frequency to off. Totally understood. We'll hold questions till the end. No, you can ask. You can ask throughout. You can ask questions throughout. Definitely. It's just like when I do the overview at the start, I don't like to do that same overview over and over. That's what I was saying. Godilla, do you have a CS degree? No, I don't. Alexandru, suggestion as a vibe coder myself. Work for 1 to 2 hours with architect mode and develop a plan with chapters, subchapters, and tasks in Just Code Auto. Man, you're pro, dude. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. What's architect mode? I'm not aware of anything called cursor architect mode, but I did planning and design up front. Like, I know you just joined the stream recently, but like I did some design. I don't really understand the point of chapters and stuff. Maybe you could educate me. Okay, the schema is already configured with enabled set to default by. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Architect mode and Rue code. Nah, I'm good with cursor. Thank you though. I'll switch to Rue code when I see any actual research showing that it's better. Coding bootcamp? Question mark. I'm not sure what you're asking, but like I can teach you to code if you want. Latterly is free. It's if you sign up. Look, if you sign up, this checklist is free. So like you can just watch the video. Now, if you want like one-on-one personalized training and stuff like that, I'm happy to do it. I don't really call that a boot camp, but you can do, you can book sessions with me one-on-one. So no, I don't consider Latterly a boot camp if that's what you're asking. We have partnerships with boot camps that I recommend. So Career Foundry has a job placement guarantee. Latterly.io/perks. I would highly recommend them. If you're like, I want a boot camp, if that's what you're asking, check out Career Foundry and use the discount code for 10% off. Formation is another one. That is more focused on like big tech interview prep. So they're not going to teach you to code. You actually have to know how to code to get in here. But really, really great platform there as well. Okay, so here, I'm happy with this. I think I'm pretty happy. Then we have practice completion. What's a practice completion? Practice categories, yeah. It's just like, hey, you can do this thing. I think that's fine. Journal practice. And then the practice completion is like the intersection of, it's like it's like that the user did a journal practice. Okay, so that's one last thing I want to do. Let's rename journal model practice completion to model user journal practice Yeah, user journal practice completion. Your one-on-one sessions, are they priced in the website? Yeah. If you click the Stripe button, it'll show you the pricing. If the pricing can be flexible. If you're like short on cash or whatever, you can DM me, but it's priced in the website, yeah. Also, if you can get a group of people together, I'm happy to do a discount for that. Because really it's more just about making it worth my time. Like my time, and that's not like a cocky thing. It's like literally, my time's literally expensive. So the point of it is not to charge you an arm and a leg. The point of it is just, it's not sustainable. I can't pay my house mortgage and stuff if I'm doing stuff for like $10 an hour. Like, it's not going to work. Yeah, but I'll work with you. User journal practice completion to explicitly show the intersect relation. User journal practice completion, yeah. I'm pretty happy with this schema by now. We've been through like a few back and forths, right? I think after this one I'll be happy. One more iteration, bro. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for the current stream. Follow the page, connect on whatever. I hope you'll sign up at the website, and I'll be doing another stream later today after the family has dinner. Thanks for being here. This feature, I think an MVP of this feature will roll out end of weekend. I don't think you're going to see it today, but like